This clap of thunder, however, felt different somehow, and far stronger than anything she had ever experienced at any time of year. She quickly glanced around the table again, and saw her own surprise and confusion mirrored in the others' expressions, only moments before an ear-shattering roar forced her to her feet. With her heart pounding, she pushed her chair away from the table, scrambled to her feet, and scurried from the kitchen. She raced through the dining room to the center hallway and charged past the 2 front parlors to get to the front door, her companions following on her heels. Emma hurried outside to the wraparound porch, which offered a commanding view of the skyline and the town below, as well as the skies overhead. As the other women gathered beside her, leaving Reverend Glenn waiting just inside the front door, frigid wind whipped at her skirts. She wrapped her arms at her waist and stood close to the porch railing as she searched the night sky in vain for visible signs of what had to be a horrendous, mammoth storm system. She furrowed her brow. The skies above Hill House were clear. Not a single cloud blocked the light of the full moon or the stars, twinkling brightly on a bed of velvet that stretched across the full breadth of the horizon. Not a sliver of lightning sliced through the sky. Save for the sound of the swirling winds, the night was thick with silence. Shivering, she lowered her gaze and studied the outline of the town below as the wind continued to whip at her body and chill her to the bone. As usual, only fireflies of light marked the homes and businesses there, including the factories and warehouses along the frozen canal, where workers had yet to finish their workday. Confused that she could find no explanation for the rumbling sound that had sent them all rushing outside from the supper table, she nevertheless let out a sigh of relief to relax her tense muscles. She flinched the moment she heard a loud blast, accompanied by an amazing flash of light that illuminated the factories in the center of town. She watched, wide-eyed, as flames shot high into the sky. Once the heavy, gusting winds filled the air with a distinctive smell of phosphorus and burning wood, she knew the source. The match factory. She clutched her heart. Horrified by the thought of workers who might have been killed or injured in the blast, she abandoned her own concerns and tucked her secret deeper inside her troubled heart. As Mother Garrett and her 2 young charges pressed closer to her at the railing, Emma pointed to the flames and what seemed to be a massive fire that was spreading quickly, even as she struggled to accept the undeniable thought that the rumble they had heard earlier had come from the same area. "Did you hear that? Did you see that? It must be the match factory. There must have been an explosion there. And now it's on fire," she groaned. "My father! My brother!" Liesl wailed and ran from the porch. Emma charged after her, running down the steps and across the front yard. She caught up with the young woman before they reached the front gate. Beneath the gentle light of the swaying lantern that hung over the gate in the wrought-iron fence, she tried to pull Liesl into her arms, but the 16-year-old kept struggling to get free. "Let me go! I have to go! My father, my brother work at the match factory. I have to go!" "It's not safe. With the canal frozen, there's little to be done to keep the fire from spreading, especially in this wind," Emma argued. Liesl nearly pulled free, but Emma kept a firm grip on one of her arms. "I have to go! Please, I must go!" she pleaded. "I know you're worried about your father and your brother, but you can't go alone," Emma said, realizing she could not expect to keep the young woman from going into town to check on her family. "Besides, you wouldn't get very far dressed as you are before you froze to death. Just calm down long enough to put on your cape and bonnet and a pair of gloves. I'll get mine and go with you." Ditty joined them and put her arm around her distraught friend. "I'll go with you, Liesl. Don't worry. I'm sure your father and brother are fine. You'll see. Come inside. We'll both get dressed properly, and then we'll go straight to your house." She paused and looked up at Emma. "Is it all right, Widow Garrett? May I leave with Liesl to take her home? We'll be careful." With her cheeks stinging from the wind and the smell of smoke getting stronger and stronger, irritating her nose and throat, Emma hesitated.